they found the white car that's connected to the Big Jook hit, and basically they saying that the people left the scene and they took the plates off the car and it was wrapped a whole nother color. They actually did a lot. They knew what was going to happen. They know that for some reason Yo Gotti and his brother was going to be coming to town. Somebody dropped the location. They seen the white truck. They passed by it. They thought it was MPD, like undercover or something like that, but it was a whole 2-3 dudes in there with the Pooh Shiesty mask. They seen them go down towards Privé. Next thing you know, they sped up, got to the side of him. They were right behind him, then they got to the side of him, and then that's when they rolled the window down, and then you see the black gloves stick out the window. As soon as the black glove stuck out the window, the security guard looked over, and that's the first person who got clapped. Boom! The next thing you know, they swerving and everything like that. Everybody gets down, but Big Jook, they try to get him down, but the car wasn't big enough. It wasn't. They were not in like no minivan or nothing where it's actually where you could hit the ground and lay down and everything like that. The car was too small, and you got to understand that the way people are built in Big Jook and everything like that. Big Jook is tall. He's 6'5" or something like that. When you look at the pictures of Yo Gotti standing next to Big Jook was taller, and so this is why he couldn't get down fast enough, and the security was caught lacking. The security had no idea what was going on and everything like that. This is why you can't trust all security. They could be in on it too, but the fact that he got caught up in the mix and took the first one was because he didn't look over and notice that the car that was parked on the side had dudes in it, and they started following him. As soon as they pulled up to the side, they should have had the steel plate pulled up. If he would have pulled the steel plate up and over the back window, it would have been a whole completely different story. But you see, we not dealing with super geniuses or nothing like that. So a lot of the people, they was on their phones. They was probably trying to talk and diss Young Dolph while that was happening, and then the karma instantly hit them with the through the windshield and everything like that. The ricochet sent everything like shockwaves through the whole entire neighborhood, and the Ring camera system picked up the entire footage, and this is why that footage got sold for $1 million. And basically PRE bought the footage so that they could see it, because remember the Young Dolph footage wasn't released, and so they still trying to get the justice for Young Dolph. If y'all rocking for Young Dolph, y'all rocking with Dolph, put the Dolph emojis in the comments section, like the video, share. And a lot of we hearing that PRE keyglock dropped the location, Snoop bands. A lot of people were trying to slide for Dolph. Once they seen Big Jook coming to the city, that's when somebody started giving the tip. They waited until the very exact moment, because they showed up for the funeral, and guess what happened? They had to do another one right afterwards, man. I want to send my condolences to Young Dolph, RIP Dolph. Put the dolphin emojis in the comment section. If you rocking with Young Dolph, let me know where y'all from. And basically, this has been a long time coming. A lot of people been saying for the last 3 years that somebody was gonna slide for Dolph. You already seen how many people got hit up, and now it's just another person in the mix, man. The war in Memphis has been heating up. This whole thing between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph, it really was between Yo Gotti, it was between Young Dolph and Big Jook at first, because what you gotta realize is that you remember how a lot of people say Yo Gotti, he was really rapping about his brother's life and everything like that. They were questioning if Yo Gotti was really doing the stuff that he said in his raps, and they interviewed Young Dolph on the Breakfast Club, and he said all of that, all of the stuff they was talking about, it was actually Big Jook that was doing it. And Big Jook is the one who was the enforcer and the guy in the streets at the time. So one thing people got to understand is that they were already knowing who to come after and who to get. And so basically, since Yo Gotti already left Memphis a long time ago, since he with Angela Simmons, they knew that they had to get Big Jook, and they couldn't just let this slide. They were thinking about all the people that had passed since Dolph, man. The people who was taking care of the memorial, all of the other people that got involved with this whole thing. And now blacyoungsta, he's sitting back, everybody waiting to see what blacyoungsta's gonna do. Is he gonna slide for Yo Gotti? Is he going to do what he said he's always going to do, what he got hired to do by CMG? Basically, when they brought him into CMG, everybody was talking about how Yo Gotti only put blacyoungsta on because he wanted somebody that to crash out and do the dirty work for him when it came to the Dolph thing. They tried to do the 100 shots with Dolph. and they hit Big Jook with the 100 shots. His security got hit up too. They knew exactly who was with him. One thing is that the security is supposed to be on point and be able to keep their head on a swivel. They're supposed to get that feeling of if they're being watched or if somebody's following them. And this is where their instincts went wrong. All of this was karma because they were bragging about what happened to Dolph. They put the money on it. They hired all these people. They were planning against Dolph for a long time. And this is a lot of karma from that because they know that what they did, like a lot of people say that CMG, they was wrong for that, for whatever happened to Dolph, because they knew he only had really one group of ops like that. And for them to come out and blacyoungsta to do that music video in front of the Young Dolph tombstone, that basically was CMG, Yo Gotti, and Big Jook and blacyoungsta all claiming that they did that to Dolph basically. And so now we're gonna see the response from this. They already got blacyoungsta's brother. Now they just got Yo Gotti's brother. So now all of the dudes, they losing their brothers. Like, what's gonna happen next, man? They gonna come after them when they pop out. If they already got their brothers, they already know about their whereabouts and everything like that. They got people on the inside, man. Memphis is a small town. A lot of people know a lot of people, and that's what makes it a small area. Because once you see Big Jook, once you see Yo Gotti, once you see somebody like that come through town, the word gets out quick that they there. And basically this is why they were always was looking out for, okay, if anybody comes into town like blacyoungsta brother, they spotted him out. That's the same thing that happened to him at the gas station. And the footage shows that the getaway car was a white SUV. They just released a picture right now. We over here looking at the picture. It's a white truck, and a lot of people are saying that they probably had a whole wrap on it and everything like that. And then now what you got to realize is that it had no plates on it. So they already actually was riding around knowing that somebody was going to be at a certain location. And so they basically got set up. The Big Jook thing, like someone flipped sides or something, because you understand that people, like, they be flipping sides. Yo, like Glorilla used to be on Young Dolph's side, and now she switched to Yo Gotti. So they could be switching sides, and somebody that used to be cool with Yo Gotti or Big Jook now giving the details and the information to the other side. Like, you never know if it's like that, or if that they just got caught lacking, because everyone thought, wait, how did Big Jook and Yo Gotti, how did they get hit up? Because don't they have security and everything like that? Just because you have the security there doesn't stop somebody from doing what they were gonna do already. Like, if they just sprayed the whole whip down, the security and all and everybody in it is gonna be greatly affected. And this is the reason why you gotta understand that they actually was trying to get the revenge for Dolph. They were trying to slide for Dolph. You know what I mean? Like, these people have been sitting back waiting for the day that Yo Gotti and Big Jook show their face around Memphis again, because no one's seen them in a long time. They all moved out. blacyoungsta's banned from Memphis. That's why when his brother came over there, it was so quick what they did, man. They spotted him, and within 5 minutes, he was already laid out, man. This is why moneybaggyo couldn't come back to Memphis no more. They didn't want to do any CMG shows in Memphis because they knew that a lot of the people there were really Dolph fans, because Dolph was the king of Memphis and they were rocking with Dolph. So that means anybody that still felt some type of way or felt like they was gonna crash out or slide for Dolph or whatever, they would have did it at a CMG concert. They would have did it if they caught Yo Gotti at Privé. Remember, they already had the situation with Yo Gotti's cousin getting hit up at Privé, and somebody knew what to do when that he was there and everything like that. So a lot of people think that because they already put money on Dolph head, that it's already money on Big Jook head and all these other people, and that's why people would do what they did, because they not out here spinning the block like that for free. That's the same thing. Somebody got to put the bread up, and that's what makes the people move, man. And it's unfortunate that this keeps happening in our communities and everything. We need to actually bring the community together and stop the whole entire thing and push the peace, because at the end of the day, that's what Young Dolph was trying to preach. He wasn't actually trying to go after Yo Gotti and them. He wasn't trying to go after Big Jook and blacyoungsta. Even though they were trying to go after him, he was still trying to do his thing with the turkey drives, the giveaways. He gave away a Lamborghini, $250,000. He paid for people's colleges. He was paying for people's bills. Like, a lot of the electric bills, the water bills, it was basically in Dolph's name, because he had to pay for it every month to keep the whole community, like, giving them a chance so that they'll be able to get something and actually look up to Dolph, and one day maybe they give back like how he did. But see, Yo Gotti and them, they was moving completely different. They didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that Young Dolph had all this money and that they didn't get a chance to take a cut from it because they wanted to sign him. You got to remember that when Young Dolph was like actually becoming way more popular than Yo Gotti tried to actually see if he would trick him into signing with him. He was like, yeah, I'll shelf these other artists and I'll put you as the main one. And Young Dolph didn't like the fact that he was willing to throw his like people under the bus that he was already working with just so that he could get a little bit of bread off of Dolph. And so that's when he knew that that's not the type of person he wanted to do business with. That's what made Yo Gotti jealous. Then the baby mama situation, and then the fact that Big Jook was already trying to intervene in Young Dolph business that he had going on and everything that was happening in the streets. People in Memphis really know what's going on. The sources were there to hear and see everything. They said the witnesses from this, they saw how the dudes pulled up on Big Jook. They caught him at the light. As soon as they pulled out that parking lot, they went down the street towards Privé. One of the dudes, they pulled out the side street, there was already parked. The white truck was already parked. It was like a Ford Explorer, because the Ford Explorer, you would think that it was actually MPD or somebody in there, but actually they were using that as a like a disguise, because they know that it would throw them off. It would make them think that it was the feds watching, because remember, Yo Gotti, his brother, everybody in CMG's on the feds radar. This is why Yo Gotti, he can't go out and slide for his brother. He can't get back for his brother, because the feds are going to pin everything on him. If he does that, he's basically going to make that big connection for them. And so that's why at this point, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on, we gonna find out what the whole details is in the response from Yo Gotti himself. So stay tuned and come back for more.